Hi, and welcome back to Tech Your Game. Today, we're going to look at creating training videos and testing our players using Google Forms. Hey, hi, welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about using Google Forms to train and test our players. And this is a function of Google Forms that is just going to blow you away. So I'm going to get right into it. We're just going to open up a blank form. So we're going to go to New, More, Google Forms. Just click on it, brings up a blank form. Now, we talked about the other day about making rosters, and we just created a roster and did it from a template. We're going to do this one from scratch, but this time, instead of making a regular form to collect information, we're going to call this thing, we're going to collect email addresses, we're going to limit the responses, we're going to do everything we did before. We'll allow them to get some receipts to make sure that our respondents, our players, know that they've submitted the form. We're not going to check on edit after submit. We want to get their first response to the training. So we're going to leave that alone. We'll let them see a summary of their charts and their responses as they go. But over here under the presentation, we'll give them a progress bar so they know how far into the quiz they are. We might shuffle question order because it's a quiz, but the order might be important that it stays the way you want it to, so we're going to leave that alone. But over here under quizzes, I'm going to go ahead and click on Make This a Quiz. Okay, now, whether you intend for it to be graded and that grade to helping your selections of players or not is not really the point. We want them to know whether they got answers correct on the training that we're going to give them. So I'm going to go ahead and release the grade immediately after each submission. The respondents can see what questions they missed, the correct answers, and the point values in case you want to throw point values on it. So I'm going to save that. And we're in here, we're going to put in a passing and shooting quiz. All right. And in the form description, you might tell them this is training and evaluation for passing and shooting. Okay. And they'll put in their email address and we get to the first question. Now, before we get to the first question, the function that I really like about this is that you can take YouTube videos, and I'm going to go in here to my watch later. I put a few videos in here, and I'm going to pull up this first video.
When we shoot, I want you guys to...
Okay, so I'm going to stop Paul Rabel there for a second. Now, he introduces himself a while in this video, and I don't want to show the whole thing, but I want to get to this point right here in the video at about 2 minutes. So I'm going to click on Share, Start at 2:04. Then I'm going to take this link, I'm going to copy it, I'm going to go back to my form, and I'm going to come right over here to the right side where it says Add Video. Okay, click on Add to Video, drop in that link, click on the video, select it, and right in here is and I'll go ahead and label it, and I might even go ahead and drop in the link. I don't need to do that because they're going to get that just by clicking on this. Now, you're going to want to make this video a little bit larger. You're going to want to maybe center it. Okay, and this the more information over here allows you to center a line. You can change it. You can remove it. If you didn't like that video and it turns out you don't want to use it, remove it. Okay, now my questions, I'll go ahead and move this question down below because that's kind of my preference, is to have them watch a video and then answer the question. So you can format these questions any way you like. All right. So what was the number one thing that Paul told you to pay attention to. And you can make it multiple choice. And I'm just going to make this real quick so we don't have to sit here and watch me type. But when you're done typing in all your answers, and you can even attach a picture to an answer. If you go in and you want to look for images that are labeled for reuse, you can do that. You might just pick up somebody else. You might show something that keeps that answer valid or helps them with that answer. So you can put those pictures in there. But here, down in the end, you want them to know whether they did the question well or not. So I'm going to go ahead and tell them that they want to keep their hands up and back. That's going to be worth 2 points to them. That's the answer key. So let me look at that again. You go down to the bottom, click on answer key, click on the correct answer, put your points in, and Google Forms will automatically tally the points for each player based on how they selected. Now, the other thing you can do is once you put the answers in and you put the points in, and again, you can add pictures. You could add pictures to each one of these answers if you want. Okay, you can have multiple answers to one question. You could do check boxes. You can do any of the same type of questions that you could on your regular forms. In here, though, what I like is that after you type what the correct answer is, it lets you put in add answer feedback. And then this window comes up. So for incorrect answers, you can say, please try again. Or for correct answers, you could say something like, absolutely correct. And then further explain why that is the correct answer. So you can add more training into the answers as they go through watching the video, getting the information, getting the questions, giving their answers, and then give them a little bit more. All right, give them your perspective on that question and that video. All right, so this is just the tip of the iceberg, and you can just again click up here in the title, and it will pull up the title of the first page you put down. Okay, and you can just continue down the page doing this. Now, I've already done one of these, obviously. I'm going to go to my drive. I'm going to go with shared, and I shared over a passing and shooting training. And the reason I was able to do this was if you have other coaches that you want to help with put together your quizzes, what you do is you come up here to the more and add collaborators. All right, right now you can see that Paul Limpert and Paul Limpert, both me, are the ones who are going to collaborate on this. But you can go ahead and invite people and let them edit this test while you're editing this test. So if you want your offensive coordinator or your shooting instructor, or if you're so specialized you have a number of different coaches, put them all in here and allow them to also add questions in. All right, so this is a really powerful tool for getting training to your kids when you can't meet with them, and making it flexible so they can do it on their own. Let's go ahead and take a look. We're going to go up here to the preview button. I'm going to click on this. And this is a preview of what this quiz looks like. You watch the video right inside the screen. I'm going to go ahead and click on that.
Waiting for the goalie to get set, and Brown takes advantage.
I'm Ryan Brown. I'm a junior TACnet.
Okay, so you're watching it right in here. If you want to click and go into YouTube, you can do that. If you want to cast it onto your TV, play on TV, you can do that. Like I said, down here I started putting in the YouTube link, but really only for my own benefit, so I would remember where I pulled that from. And then you just go ahead and answer the questions. This one's a short answer question. This one is a multiple choice. Okay, and you go down through, and some of them are just, I want an opinion on this video. What did you think? They did a good job. The legs. All right, watching the videos right inside the quiz, answering the questions that pertain to the video, and when you get done, you just submit it. Like anything else, it'll give you immediate feedback on which ones you got right and which ones you did not, and it'll tell you why. You'll get the feedback in the quiz. All right, so I'm just going to click on some random answers here. I'm not even going to do the right answers. I'm just going to click on some numbers and answers. And there's your funny guy that'll just put down IDK. I don't know. Okay, and submit it. Okay, so when I submit, I can view my score. And I go through and I look, and this is short answer, so this has to be answered or graded manually by me. All right, and then in here, I'll just see which ones I got right and which ones I got wrong. Okay, and if I put feedback in there, if I went in and collected and put correct answer feedback and incorrect answer feedback, that would show here as well. And they would be able to get immediate feedback on how well they did and understand. Then they can generate some questions that they can talk about with you later. Okay, so creating tests using Google Forms right inside of Google Forms and then sending it to them. Again, we can click on here, we can send it via email. You can tweet it out there if you have a team Twitter handle and you want to just send it to players and say, do this when you have a chance. You can get a link. You can shorten that link. You could take this link and send it out or put it on your web page. You could embed it into your web page just by clicking on the embed link right here and then putting that on your team's web page if you know how to do that. Okay, so Google Plus, Facebook, you name it. This just depends on how you best communicate with your team. Okay, and I suggest that you get them all on Gmail and do it that way, but we'll let you go ahead and decide that. But there's a number of different ways you can submit it to them. All right, again, you can customize the form, okay, and add different colors and pictures if you like. If purple is not your team's color, you want to use some of these illustrations, you want to go and select photos from your drive or your albums, or just come down here and just try to find lacrosse. That's not going to happen. All right, but just throw something in there that adds a little bit more personalization to the form. You can do that, or you could not do that. Again, a lot of different things you can do with Google Forms, but mostly giving information to your team so that they can have it on their mobile, on their laptop, wherever they are. They can go through the training, get it done while they're waiting in the doctor's office for that sports physical they got to take every year. Just wasting time. They may as well just be learning something about their sport and their game. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, put it in the comments below and I will get back to you right away. Thanks for taking time today to learn how to make things better for your team. Have a great day.